welcome to the channel, and if you're new here, thanks so much for joining. My name is Misty, and today I am bringing you another episode of our Drifter Legacy series. And as you can see, we are here with the family, and they are just trying to get into the swing of things after having had Iris age up. We are just dealing with a little bit of a mess in the floor here, but as you can see, we do have enough money now to go ahead and be able to travel. The family is going ahead and going to start planning their vacation, but we do have us a very sad Advaith. As usual, he is pondering the purpose of life. I am not sure what we're going to do about this guy, but I do want us to go ahead and get Adelaide to just go ahead and go in and have a conversation with Advaith and just tell him that she does want them to go ahead and consider going and planning this trip. I also think that she would be wanting to let him know that she is considering the fact that she would like them to possibly consider having another child. She is wanting Iris to have a sibling, and she had tried to have a baby with him before, and unfortunately they were not successful in having another child. She went ahead and had a cycle, and so I do think that she would want them to go ahead and try again for another child, just to see if they could expand their family. If for whatever reason they are unsuccessful in having another child, that is fine. We could obviously just have Iris be an only child, and she will just be very spoiled. But I do think that Adelaide would want to at least give it one more shot at trying to have another child, at least one more attempt, because she obviously does have a lot of love to give. This family has a lot of love to give, and she wants Iris to have a well-rounded, family experience, and doesn't want Iris to feel like she is alone in her upbringing, and she knows what it's like to have a sibling, and she wants Iris to have that experience as well. So she is just going to come out and talk to Advaith and just say to him, like, can we discuss our future? I would like to know if it's possible, if we can discuss the possibility of possibly having another baby. I know that we have Iris, she is getting older, we're getting older, but I would like to go ahead and at least attempt to have another child. I didn't know what your maybe thoughts on that was, but if we could possibly have another child, that would be great. So what are your thoughts about us maybe having another kid? And he's like, look, I don't really know how I feel about us having other kids, but I think that we had tried before and it didn't really work. But I mean, I'm all for having a baby. Let's take some time off, take a vacation to Granite Falls, Sulani or Silva Dorada, and we can spend some quality time together, if you know what I mean. So Advaith is on board with at least trying to have another child. He doesn't know if they will be successful in that, but he is at least willing to try to have a baby with her. We know they are getting older, and so she's going to go ahead and book for them a trip for Granite Falls. We know that since she does have some plans for Granite Falls, that's where we're going to go. So we're going to book a trip to Granite Falls. We can obviously kill two birds with one stone out here. So we will go to Granite Falls. We're just going to do the campground instead of renting a house or anything like that. We'll just get a campground. They can stay in the tent, and she can stay we're going to go for 2 days time, and we'll go ahead and go out here. So we have arrived here in Granite Falls. We are going to spend some time out here as a family. It is our first family vacation, which is great news. The family is going to spend some time out here. They can play some horseshoes. They can obviously grill out, spend some time together as a family. She obviously has a lot of things that she does need to do in regards to collecting those harvestables. So she does have things that she has to do for her aspiration that she needs to meet. But as you can see, Advaith is like, look, since I told you that we were going to go ahead and try for a baby, let's go ahead while Iris is playing horseshoes. Let's you and me go over here in the tent, and let's go ahead and let's try for a baby. And she's like, right now? And he's like, yeah. While Iris is distracted, let's go ahead and try now. And she's like, oh, okay, let's do it. So they're going to go ahead and have themselves a little woohoo in this tent while, I guess, the park ranger is looking on, which is not awkward at all. Let's just be real here. That's not awkward, not even a little bit. But they're just having themselves a nice little woohoo. They're having a little bit of romance, a little bit of, you know, getting their groove on. And they're going to go ahead and have a little bit of love in the air. And hopefully they will be able to maybe have another baby. No protection was used, so there is the possibility that they might go ahead and end up pregnant. We'll just have to see how it goes. And I'm going to have Advaith go over and join Iris to play some horseshoes. And while they are doing that, we're going to take Adelaide out, and she's going to go ahead and start collecting some harvestables and start looking for some harvestables. I am going to send her over here to buy some supplies for the family because there are some things that we do need for the family, such as some food items and things like that while we're here and we're camping out. So I am going to get her to just go ahead and buy some supplies, and then she can harvest some items off of this plant over here because we do need to still collect some harvestables for our aspiration for this challenge here. So we are going to go ahead and let her do all of these buying camping supplies. I'm just going to let her grab some food items, some bags of chips, and some things that are able to be eaten kind of quickly, some cans of soup and things like that. Obviously, I can't get them really anything that they have to have as far as like to cook, because we are not staying at the house, we're staying in a campground, so I just have to get them like protein bars and things like that. So I'm just going to get them things that are really quick and easy to eat, and then she can obviously grill things on the grill. So I'm just going to grab a couple of things here, and then we will go ahead and let her go and start gathering some things in the area. Hopefully she will be able to find all of the harvestables in the area that she can, and then when she starts to get a little bit hungry, we'll have her go and grill some things for the family for supper for the evening. I think that's it. Okay. Alright, so now that she has bought the supplies, I am just going to go ahead and take her over here, let her harvest this plant, and then we will go ahead and then she will go. I'm going to go ahead then and let her go on back to the campground, and she can cook the supper for the family. So I'm just going to have her go ahead and go back to the campground now. Now that it's getting dark, it's getting late, I think that it would be best if she just goes ahead and goes back to the campground and cooks supper for the family. They are both still outside playing horseshoes, and so she can just go back to the campground and cook up some really quick supper on the grill there, and then everyone will be able to eat some supper. It looks like actually Advaith is already getting pretty hungry, so he's making some marshmallows by the fireplace here, or the fire pit. So I am just going to get her to come really quickly and make some supper. And then once supper is done, she can call it a night. And as you can see, Iris is really having a good time with these horseshoes. She is really getting up her motor skills while she plays horseshoes, and poor Advaith is feeling really tired, so he's going to need to get himself some rest soon. But Adelaide is feeling really, really flirty from having a woohoo with Advaith earlier, and after having the baby talk with him and all of that, she is really, really in a flirty mood. So once we've got this supper meal cooked up, we'll go ahead and we'll call everyone over to have a meal, and everyone can sit down and have some supper together. And once supper has been eaten, then I will go ahead and have everyone retire for the night that needs to get some rest, because clearly Advaith is in a serious way needing some sleep. He's kind of standing there, kind of dozing off. Oh, he's trying to cook himself something too. Okay, well, I guess he's going to make some baked potatoes. Since he went ahead and started those, After he is done eating his plate, I am going to make him finish those baked potatoes since he spent our money on them. Now I am just going to go ahead and get her looking for some more plants here and see if we can find some stuff for her to harvest. She is not really feeling that tired, so I am going to go ahead and let her go on and find some things that she can harvest. Hopefully she will be able to find some things that she can pick up. It is about 1:20 in the morning. She is just finding some plants that she can harvest in the area, and then once she's finished doing that, then I'll probably let her go ahead and get a little bit of rest because she's finally starting to get tired now. And she is just still in a seriously flirty mood. And Iris has asked if she can receive an allowance, and we have decided that we will give her an allowance. And so she has received her first allowance in the amount of 24 simoleons. So little Iris is making a little bit of money now, which will be nice for her. She'll have herself a little bit of a nest egg. Okay, so we are slowly gathering up some harvestables here and meeting those goals, which we love. She is getting really close to getting that aspiration met of having all of the harvestables that we need for this done. But now we are going to go ahead and let her go back to the lodging area so that she can get herself a little bit of sleep and she can get some rest in the tent for the night. As you can see, Iris is still going at it with her horseshoes. This girl absolutely loves playing horseshoes. She is having the time of her life. She is extremely tired though, but unfortunately there is no room in the tent, so she is unable to get herself any rest right now. I'm going to have her go ahead and go over to the public restroom though. She needs to go and get some bladder relief, and I believe there is a bench over there that she can kind of take a rest on. So we're going to take her over and let her get some of her needs taken care of. And also, once Adelaide is up, I'm going to have her go and take care of her needs as well. And then we are going to take Adelaide out into the woods for today and let her go explore the woods area because I want her to grab the rest of the harvestables that she needs to grab for the aspiration for today. And also she needs to catch 5 fish in Granite Falls. So we're going to get the rest of the plants that she needs to harvest for the aspiration, and then I'm going to take her fishing so that she can catch those fish, and hopefully we will be able to max out that level of the aspiration today while she is here in Granite Falls on this vacation. But let's go ahead and head over to the woods and go find some plants. So now that we have made it to the woods, I'm just going to have her stop over to this restroom really fast and go have a little bit of a wee because she is desperate for a wee. She is like, oh my goodness, I have seriously got to go, and I've been holding it for way too long. That was a long journey to the woods, and now she is desperate for a wee. So she's just going to go and use the washroom really quick. When she is done with that, we are going to go and take a look around and see if we can find any area plants and if there is anything that we can possibly harvest. She is feeling a little bit hungry, so I'm just going to have her go ahead and eat a little bit of these chips here. But I do see a couple of plants here that could be harvested, so I am just going to go ahead and see if any of them are ready to be harvested, and if they are some of the plants that we actually could use for this aspiration or not. Oh, there's one. Okay, great. So once she's done getting a little bit of food in her stomach, we're going to go ahead and let her go harvest those plants. So go on, Adelaide, and get yourself over there to those plants. I just don't want anyone going over and harvesting them before she gets over there to them, because unfortunately we know that she does need to get that last plant, which she just got. So we have finally met that. We have harvested 10 of those plants like we needed. So now it is time for us to go ahead and catch 5 fish here in Granite Falls. So I am going to go ahead and take her over here to this water here and let her go ahead and start fishing. She does have a pretty high fishing level since she does live by the water there. Because her fishing skill is pretty good, I think she's going to do pretty well at catching the 5 fish here in Granite Falls. It shouldn't take her very long at all to catch these fish, so I'm hoping that we'll do pretty good at catching these, and we will master this section of this aspiration pretty quickly. The only thing I guess I am kind of concerned about is that she's going to be, needing to take a break because she's hungry. We will wait and see if she can go ahead and get this all of the fish caught before she has to stop and eat. And if for whatever reason she doesn't and she needs to stop, then I'll stop her. But right now she has only caught 1 out of the 5 fish, and she is really working hard to try to catch, but she keeps catching like driftwood and things like that. So we are just working really, really hard. It looks like she just caught herself a trout. This is a really, really busy area here in Granite Falls, this water. Everyone is really having a good time out here at this area, it looks like. We are getting really close, I think, to meeting this aspiration. And she is also feeling pretty hungry. We are at 4 out of 5 fish. She just needs to catch 1 more fish, and then we will have done it. Come on, Adelaide, you've got this in the bag. 1 more fish. She's like, I've got this. And she's mourning from losing a friend, it looks like. She just found out a friend of hers has died. And she's caught the last one, and that's it. Our milestone is complete. We've completed the greenhorn. All right, we have done it. We have completed the first portion of the aspiration, and now we have to complete the second portion. But let's head her back to the lodging. She is feeling hungry. I'm going to go ahead and have her actually cook some barbecue on the grill here. It looks like poor little Iris is hungry as well, and unfortunately Advaith did not cook anything on the grill. The barbecue potatoes, baked potatoes there have gone off. So I am going to go ahead and just get those thrown into the trash. She is going to cook up this meal here so that everyone can go ahead and have supper. She has done excellent job at meeting her aspirations for this journey, and we have done what we needed to do. We have set out. There is so much more that she needs to do for the outdoor enthusiast aspiration, but we are now on our second section of that, and for that she has to master some herbalism and things like that. So we have a long journey ahead of us, and so right now there's not really a whole lot more that she can do. And we have spent a lot of time out here at the campground. Iris has really gotten a lot of motor skills. She has spent a lot of time out here playing with the horseshoes and things like that. And she's like, Mom, you've been gone a lot collecting plants and fishing and things like that, but I'd really like for you to play a little bit of horseshoes with me. And, Dad and I played for a little while, but I haven't got to play any with you yet. And she's like, yeah, absolutely, Iris. I would love to play horseshoes with you for a little while. So as you can see, unfortunately, Advaith is in the tent. He's just having a little cry. He had himself a little bit of a bad holiday. It seems they had a holiday that had kind of come by and gone by, and they unfortunately weren't able to meet some of the holiday goals that they had wanted, and so now they are feeling a little bit sad about that. And as you can see, Adelaide had a friend that has recently passed away, and so she's also feeling really sad about that as well. So she is having a little bit of some sadness going on, but she does want to be able to be there for Iris. She wants to be able to make some family memories with Iris. She knows that, especially considering the fact that she is going to have to do a lot of things with herbalism and things like that for her aspirations, she knows that this is not going to be their last trip out here to Granite Falls. They're obviously going to have to continue coming back here. So there are going to be more trips to Granite Falls. This is not going to be a one and done kind of thing with them. This is going to be something that they're going to be doing often. And so she's like, we're going to obviously come here again. Because of that, she feels kind of comfortable to know that this is going to be kind of a frequent stomping ground for them. And so even though she hasn't been able to do everything she kind of wants to do with Iris, she knows that she's going to have more opportunities to do so, which she's really glad about, because as of right now, she's so sad that she doesn't really have it in her to really do much. She's sad about this holiday that she missed out on. She's sad about the death of a friend. She's just really finding it hard to muster up the energy to really do anything that doesn't. She's just really finding it hard to muster up the energy to really do anything. Really, the only thing she wants to do right now is kind of cry. And unfortunately, that's not really fair to Iris, but it just is what it is. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and just let them kind of feel the sadness that they're feeling. Both of the adults are kind of going through some things feelings-wise. I'm going to have her go ahead and spend some time talking with Advaith here. They're going to kind of discuss their sad moods, and they are going to share some outdoorsy tips and try to kind of get each other's moods up a little bit. They're going to just have a little bit of a conversation, ask for some advice, and just talk to one another about the moods that they're in, just to try to get each other's mind off of the sadness that they're feeling. And as you can see, Iris is just kind of overhearing these conversations, and she's like, obviously they are going through something. Obviously they need a minute. And she's just taking turns playing horseshoes with them, but she's realizing sometimes these adults need adult minutes, and sometimes the adults clearly have things on their minds that's a little more than what she can understand. And so she's just letting them have their minutes and their time, and she's just not at all understanding everything that they're saying, but she's hoping that this is going to kind of pass. But Adelaide is thinking that maybe it's time they go ahead and wrap up their trip and go ahead and take it on home. She's done everything she's really needed to do here, and unfortunately she is in a really sad mood now, and she's probably just wanting to go ahead and head them home. So she's thinking, we've really done everything we can do. Let's go ahead maybe and just cut this trip short. And so they are going to go ahead and do just that. And she's going to tell Advaith, look, I know that it's probably okay with you, but how do you feel about me maybe going ahead and cutting our trip short? And he's like, I feel like that might be okay. We've been out here for a day and a half. I don't think it's going to be really, that much of a shock to Iris if we cut it short a couple of hours. And she's like, do you really think she won't care? And he's like, I really don't think she'll mind. I mean, it's only a couple of hours. We're due to leave in a couple of hours anyway. So, I mean, what's 2 hours? And she's like, if you really don't think she'll care, then I'm absolutely going to go ahead and cut it short, because honestly, honey, I've had a friend that's just passed away, and I'm really just feeling down. I think maybe we should just go ahead and go home. So we are actually going to go ahead and we are going to cut this trip short, and we are going to go ahead and head it home for the time being. And we have arrived back at the house, and as you can see, they are straight up shattered from their trip. They are just going to go ahead and we're going to put away the things that they had from their trip, like these chips and the soup and things like that, in the fridge. Iris is clearly just not herself. As you can see, she is painting the sidewalk. Maybe she's just trying to be artistic. I'm not really sure, but she is outside painting the sidewalk and causing a little bit of mischief. I am just going to go ahead and get Adelaide to come out here and do a little bit of weeding of her plants. She is going to just take care of her plants that have some issues since we have been gone for the couple of days that we were gone. And then we are going to go ahead and make sure that we have the first book of herbalism, because that is the next thing that we need to start working on for our aspiration, is getting to, I believe, level 4 of herbalism. So I am just going to go ahead and make sure we can purchase that herbalism book and get her started on that. So we're going to purchase that up. But I am going to go ahead and leave this episode here. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you are notified when new episodes go live on the channel. And I will see you guys in the next one, where we are going to go ahead and be working on getting her herbalism skill up for this challenge, and hopefully finding out if we have a pregnancy on its way or in the works. That being said, I am going to go ahead and leave that here, and I will see you guys in the next one. But until then, I'm going to go ahead and fly for now. Bye, Ravens.